All right, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, hold on. I'm going to come up with something a little bit more inclusive here. Nest mains and human beings who possess class. Welcome back to Bracket Breakdown Season 1. That is right. We're debating Smash Bros. Characters. Right now, we are at the finals, it looks like, with Ganondorf and Kirby here to help me find out who is a better Smash Bros. Character. We have Patrick Matrick.
Yes, I am here. Also, losers finals, just so everyone's clear.
And who's that gentleman right next to Pat? It is, of course, Daniel or D Bird.
Oh my gosh, I've never seen this guy. Where'd he come from?
He's part of the podcast, right?
Oh yeah.
He might as well be. I snuck up on here.
Right.
There was a chair available right here.
I don't want to be rude.
Whoever was supposed to sit here, I locked the door so he can't get in here. So
he also moved his name tag.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we also have the anointed man himself.
Yo! It's your boy! Baba
Back
Booey.
from the dead.
Baba Booey. All right.
And the pandemonious man himself, the star of the show, Panda.
Hello.
Hello.
Here we are, fellas. Kirby or Ganondorf?
Wow. We're back in it. Okay. Do you guys want... I feel like I usually start these, so if anyone else wants to start,
we'll go
I don't have to, but
we'll go clockwise.
I do have something I want to say, okay?
You're going to play Devil's Advocate again?
No, I'm done with that game. I can't do Devil's Advocate.
It gives Trent too many ideas.
Yeah. What I'll say is, like...
What if...
This one's another kind of close one to me, and it wouldn't have been close to the beginning of the bracket because I didn't think I'd be simping for Kirby as hard as I am. For some reason, though, like just through discussing it, I realized just how much nostalgia I have for Kirby being like one of the original characters, but also being mechanically a staple for so long. I mentioned this in the previous episode, but trying to imagine like a Smash Brothers where Kirby doesn't have hats that it sucks up, if there's no like hat functionality where you just get the move of the people you take. And like I remember like when Brawl came out and possibly even Melee, I was a little bit young when that happened, so it's fuzzy. But like when Brawl came out, I remember just being excited at trying to figure out trying to look at all the new like hat changes for Kirby and seeing how they implement them, because some moves don't translate perfectly. I was like, man, I wonder how they're gonna incorporate that one or whatnot. And you also just get a lot of different goofy ways to look at Kirby. And even like in Melee, there was the Kirby trophy where they had every hat was like in its own trophy form. I remember every time I'd collect one of those, I'd be like, that's awesome. It's like 1,000,000 trophies in one or something like that, And I think my nostalgia factor for Kirby is hitting pretty hard right now. And I'm also nostalgic for Ganondorf. I mean, Ganondorf has been in it for a while, but Kirby goes all the way back to the original, while with Ganondorf, I don't think I was even thinking about him as much in Melee specifically because he was so similar to Captain Falcon at the time and also just not competitively viable, right? He was tough to play even as a new person, as a new player.
I think he was mid-tier viability-wise.
In Melee? In Melee, he's considered very lowest of like low tiers.
I don't know about that.
I mean... It is, though. Bowser, I think, is generally considered the lowest of them all, but, like, Ganondorf is really... Because any of the slow characters in Melee are, right? But Smash is more than just Melee, right? In Ultimate, Ganondorf is a legit fun character to play as, and a fun character to play against, and even in 4. And
not Brawl.
Possibly Brawl.
I don't know about Brawl.
He was very slow in Brawl. Extra slow.
I'd ask you to go play as him in Brawl again.
Right.
Play as anyone in Brawl again, you'd be like, yikes.
Well, for getting footage for this series, I've been playing Brawl a little bit more. And at playing as Ganondorf, it was just like, it felt like a slug that had was on 4 wheels, and all the wheels had a rock in it and didn't make it spin. So it's just like... Or a slug on a treadmill, if you mention that. Like, it's so slow because it's just such a slow game combined with the slowest of characters or whatnot. And that was quite a pain to go back to. But I don't know if he was necessarily that much fun to play in Melee either. I feel like Kirby's been consistently as fun to play pretty much since the beginning. Am I wrong in assuming that? Even if you guys don't consider him that much fun, he never got worse, right?
I really like...
I would say he only got better, but so did everybody. So...
Yeah, that's
a fair point. Yeah, everyone did kind of get better. That's true. In the original game, it's Donkey Kong. You don't even want to touch Donkey Kong in the original game. I think the ratio of fun Kirby is more fun than the ratio of fun Ganondorf. Ganondorf's only really had 2, 3 if you count 3DS like fun times to play as. But But
I would say you're completely wrong.
yeah, you think melee? You think is fun in melee or
I think
brawl?
Kirby is not a fun character at all, and Ganon has competitive viability. I just personally think that Kirby is a novelty character, and that's pretty much all his merit
that's a
is
good
worth.
point. I like that. I like that.
Okay, so let me ask you a question then, Panda. What specifically in Kirby feels not right when you play him? Like, what stops you from having fun when playing as Kirby?
He doesn't hit hard enough.
He
And
doesn't. That's true. He's a very light hitter.
It feels as though he's just light for the sake of being light because he's a small character.
Let me say, at least for the lightness aspect, I think it's kind of fun to have a super light character and to have that jumping. Like, I remember from the start being able to actually recover as a beginner was super nice because most characters you can't. However, it's not completely it still works because if you do like an up B or a down B, you're screwed if you're over the edge, you know?
Yeah.
So like,
Well, one of the main reasons Steve had the atrocious victory earlier was because he is a very much utility character. He's like a big novelty character.
I think
to
another
begin
word for utilitarian is
Right.
gimmicky.
Now, I know we're not comparing Kirby to Steve, but I think it's worth mentioning that Steve is a lot less friendly to new players than Kirby is. Kirby is very accessible.
Kirby is the first player anyone plays as. They're like, ooh, I want to be
Right.
the pink guy.
And
He's
also
cute.
to comment on the lightness, one thing that's kind of cool about Kirby being so light is he's also one of the few characters who's that light, but then can also fall so fast with his B down. So he can get to the ground like
well,
super
I don't think we
quickly.
should factor them because there's a lot of people with a B down type move. It doesn't really matter, you know.
Well,
Zero Suit Samus is light. It's got the, I don't know.
that's true. Zero Suit
Toon Link
Samus
is very floaty. He's got the same thing.
Well, let's compare the characters who are as light as Kirby or similar, right?
Toon
And
Link.
that's like Jigglypuff, Kirby, and then who else?
Toon Link.
Is Toon
I'm
Link
gonna say
that light?
Toon Link again. Toon Link is very floaty.
Okay, to be fair, I don't have much experience with Toon Link, but
I'd say Zero Suit Samus is pretty.
that's true. Zero Suit Samus
pretty
does have a
floaty,
great
got
with
the
getting
same
down.
thing.
Okay, well let's flip the script a bit. Let's talk a little bit about Ganondorf, right? What are some of your guys' like holding on to factors with Ganondorf?
Well,
Because I'm still looking. I'm on the fence about this. I don't really know which one I'm going for.
I agree, like, with the novelty aspect. It's like, oh, people are going to play as Kirby. It's like, wow, they're kind of figuring out the game. It's like, ah, yeah, cool. And then, like, now it's like, once you've played the game for more than, like, you know, an hour, you play Kirby, it's like, what are you doing, man? Like, come on, what's going on? You know? It's like, where it's like, you play as Ganondorf, it's like, okay, yeah, now I'm feeling like I'm playing Smash. I'm not playing tutorial. I'm playing Smash Brothers now.
That's an interesting way to look at it.
It's
yeah.
like,
Yeah, it
oh,
feels
Goofy,
like you're
he can
playing
suck
kitty
people
mode,
up.
essentially.
It's fun for 2 seconds
Yeah.
until you suck someone up. It's like, okay, I don't even use this move anyways.
Right. Yeah, I do feel more competitively in control when I play as Ganondorf. Even though I don't think Kirby's not necessarily a competitive style fighter, I think the techniques that you have to learn with Ganondorf is more gratifying than with Kirby.
Right.
Even though I do think Kirby can be played competitively.
If we were going completely off of like how iconic the characters are, it would be Kirby.
Okay. If we have one more minute, I just want to quickly say, if we go back to Subspace Emissary, though, Kirby had a really cool arc. That guy, he freaking ate the badge because he eats everything.
Okay, I know.
And then
I know.
he's
But
able to
you
get
see,
revived.
Trent
Isn't
hasn't
that
spoken
crazy?
yet, and you're already talking about stuff.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
Trent, do you got something for us?
okay. So the colors are big. All right, colors of Kirby.
That's true.
Honestly,
Way better than colors of Ganondorf.
So delicious, and like
Yeah.
as a kid, you just want to eat Kirby. All right. I think that, and this might just be like facetious, but if you switch the bodies, like, and the moves of each character, so you have a fluffy character that's really slow and can do like Falcon Punch kind of stuff, like with a moveset, and then you have Captain Falcon who's not Captain Falcon, but Ganondorf who's super floaty and stuff like that. I feel like we would still be criticizing Kirby for being too basic and too cute.
Interesting.
Because the design is just cute in and of itself, and people in a fighting game, you kind of like somebody who looks more fighty, you know? So
the design of
We
Ganondorf
need a
is
girl
very
on
well
this
done,
podcast.
too.
that's
I feel
what
like
they
that
we need a girl.
but
Yeah.
I think that's why you're saying like, yeah, like Kirby's kind of just basic, but like Ganondorf, and obviously other reasons because he's kind of a cartoon,
Yeah.
like Kirby's kind of a cartoon, but still, I think that the game in and of itself is supposed to be just fun, you know, like that's kind of the point of the
That's
game.
true,
If you're thinking
yeah.
the point of a game is to be fun, one of the most fun things you can do is pick up a hat and be
To
somebody
quote
else.
Reggie, if it's not fun, why bother? That's what Reggie says. That's
And to be fun
And that's
here,
all
I'm
the time I
wondering
got.
if Trent, in part of his monologuing here, has a vote for us.
I'm gonna vote for Kirby.
Wow. That's the
boy.
first time you voted Kirby this podcast. Or this
Yeah.
series.
Yikes.
I'd just like to say Patrick's vote only counts for 25% because he spent the most time talking about his.
Okay, so
All right.
since Kirby is a novelty character, I feel as though he's great. He's cool. He's iconic for Smash. Cool. He's been in it the entire time. Good. I don't care about any of that. Personally, I care about, is he a good character, and I do not think he is. I think he's fun, kind of, sometimes. That's pretty much it. So I'm voting for Ganon.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. It's like, yeah, Kirby, he's very gimmicky. He's not fun for more than 2 rounds. He's not fun for more than a half a round, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
even the first, after the first stock, it's like, oh crap, why did I pick this character? Actually, even the first time you step foot on the stage, you're like, oh man, oh no. But Ganondorf is just a timeless character. Like, I feel like anyone that has some skill in Smash, they play Ganondorf, like, oh, that was a lot of fun. Like,
They at least have fun with it.
yeah, they have fun, and I think that's the most important part, is having fun. And that's why I go with Ganondorf.
Those are good points. My biggest problem is just that the points for Ganondorf are all really good, and I think my points for Kirby are good points. There's things I dislike about Ganondorf. I'm not really finding much things I dislike. I mean, most of the arguments against Kirby have been he's not fun, but if I feel that he's fun, it's like,
You feel like Kirby's
I don't have
fun?
a lot of... Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
I've played Kirby against you a lot more since we've started having this discussion, because I realized, you know what, I actually kind of like Kirby.
Now, but look at it from my perspective. Was I having fun playing against the Kirby? Oh, no, I wasn't.
I don't want my
You gotta
opponents to
think
have
about
fun.
other people.
I want
than
to crush
yourself
my
in
opponents.
this situation.
No, it really is tough for me, and I'm not just saying this because I want it to be a tie. It's just I think if I were to remove one of these characters from Smash's entire existence, I would way rather remove Ganondorf, I think, than Kirby. I like Ganondorf a lot, but I think what Kirby represents, the games that he represents, and how accessible he is for other players, I think if Kirby was gone, newer players would have a much harder time learning the game. I genuinely think that. So I think I just got to go with Kirby. That's what my gut is saying right now. If you gave me a couple extra hours, maybe I would have turned Ganondorf. I don't know. I was close.
All right, wrap us up, Spods.
All right, you're throwing me all the tiebreaker votes here. I guess you really don't want me back for another season. Basically, you were saying Ganondorf is recently competitively viable, and Kirby is just not fun. Meanwhile, I don't really think I've heard many examples from anyone except Daniel saying that it's not fun to fight against past Kirby, but that also, again, doesn't really say that much. I guess we did go over a bit over the evolution of Ganondorf.
I do have a quick example. I think
No,
you're talking about
wait,
Smash.
wait. We can't outdo his opinion.
It is one quick thing.
You're right.
It's too late. It's too late.
He has an example, but he can't say it. So Spods, know that he has an example.
Yeah, just know he has an example.
I've got 15
Kirby
examples.
has a personality, and that is being other people's personalities. I think what Pat said here, there is a little bit of a charm, and there's a reason to play Kirby against other characters. You don't really get that with Ganon. And for that reason, and also for the argument stated earlier from Trent, I'm going to place my vote for Kirby.
Disgusting.
For the record, it was really close for me because I do really like Ganondorf, and I like fighting
So
against
hold
Ganondorf.
on, real quick.
too.
How many characters are in Smash? Right
Oh,
now?
don't ask that.
There's
It's
what, 70?
70? I think 80 now.
So,
We passed 80.
so Kirby doesn't have personality. He's got 80 personalities. All right. So I would say 80 personalities
he has personality
is
disorder.
no personality. All right. Just
But he eats badges in Subspace Emissary. Best
Wait,
personality trait.
What is
ever,
Panda's
you know?
example? We need to know Panda's
We need
example.
to know.
Speaking of eating all 80 characters, you guys should eat up that subscribe button because we're going to be having one more episode. That's going to be the finale. That's going to be it. The main bracket, Captain Falcon or Minecraft Steve. These two players have come a far way. The finale that not many people might have expected, but we're going to debate it, and we're going to debate it really good in the next episode. So I hope I can see you guys there. In the meantime, you can feel free to watch our other debates. They're all pretty entertaining episodes, especially the ones with Steven. And, and
Those are
until then,
unlisted.
Yeah,
I mean-
those are already privated.